Namaste. Hello everyone. I'm Ronam Mukherjee. I'm from Noiti, a village in the district Hooghly of the state West Bengal. Today I'm going to discuss about the nucleophilic substitution reaction mechanism of the organic chemistry. So, while starting our discussion about the nucleophilic substitution reaction mechanism, at first we have to learn what is the nucleophilic substitution reaction is. So, at first, we can see that there are two parts of the name nucleophilic substitution. First, nucleophilic, and the second one is substitution. So, what is a substitution reaction is? Substitution reaction is a type of reaction where a group in a compound or substrate is replaced by another group or a attacking group. This type of reactions are called substitution. Let's have an example. This is Rx to ROH plus, where so in this reaction, if we introduce the compound Rx into a medium which is rich in OH group, OH negative group, it will transfer into this. That means if we examine very carefully, we can see that this OH group is replacing the X group. This is replacing the X group in this compound, and that is furnishing an X negative, and it is finally giving of this ROH. So this type of reactions are nucleophilic substitution. No, I should say this is substitution reaction. In this case, R denotes the alkyl group, and X denotes any of the halogen. Halogen like fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Here we will not be discussing about the fluorine because fluorine is a very highly electronegative element. That's why it is very hard to substitute fluorine from any compound, because the bond dissociation energy of a bond is formed between fluorine and any other compound is always very high. So we will not be discussing about fluorine. And here alkyl groups means the group that is made up of only carbon and hydrogen, and there is no double bond between them. Next, we will be discussing about the nucleophilic word. Here, from nucleophilic word, we can find that there are two parts of this word. That is nucleo, and second one is philic. Here, nucleo stands for the nucleus. It denotes the nucleus. So, what do we think about the nucleus? Nucleus is the positively charged center of any atom. So, nucleus denotes positively charged center, as nuclear is always positive due to presence of protons, and philic means affinity or attraction. So what do the nucleophilic word mean? The nucleophilic word means that these type of reaction are initiated by such compounds or such species which have a strong affinity towards the positively charged centers. That's why it is called a nucleophilic reaction. And why substitution? Because in this type of reaction, a group of the compound is replaced by another group. That's why it is substitution reaction. While taking an example, RXOH minus. So we can see that it's a halogen. So it will be highly electronegative, it will have the partial negative charge, it will have the partial positive charge, and this group will attack into this partial positively charged center, and it will give off ROH and furnish X minus. So this is a nucleophilic substitution reaction is. Next, Next, we have to learn what is the molecularity and the order of a reaction. It will help us in our further discussion. So first, we have to know that there are two types of reactions. One are elementary reactions and the other one are complex reactions. So elementary reaction is what? Elementary reaction is a type of reaction that occurs in a single step. Just taking an example, A plus B is equal to C. This type of reaction, if it is an elementary reaction, it will transform. That means A and B will get combined to form C in a single step. There will be no other steps in the reaction. In this reaction, molecularity is 2. What is molecularity? Molecularity is the number of atoms or number of compounds which are taking place in the reaction as the reactants. So there are two reactants we can see. So the molecularity will be 2. And if we go for the order of the reaction, it has to be, we have to first learn the rate of the reaction. The rate of the reaction R will be directly proportional with the concentration of both of the reactants. Multiplication of the concentration of the both reaction. This is called the rate of the reaction. For any simple reaction, the rate is always proportional with the multiplication of the concentration of the reactants. Now, if their E is 2A, then here will be A to the power 2. This is the law of rate reaction, how it is written. So if there is 2 and there is nothing, that means there is 1, then the order will be 2 plus 1, 3. That means the summation of the powers of the concentration of the reactants. And in this case, if it is 2, then the molecularity will also be 2 and 1 plus is equal to 3. So it is about simple reactions. If we go for the complex reaction where A plus B is getting converted to C, in this type of reactions it is not getting in a single step. There can be many intermediate steps that are not correlated with the final product. So in this step there can be, just like I am taking as arbitrary, A is getting converted to P in a step, B is getting converted to Q in a step, and finally P and Q are combining to form C. It is an arbitrary. So among these reactions, these all reactions combinedly form this reaction. As a final product, we don't get P and Q. So we think from outside that the final product is C. That's why we can't determine the order of the reaction directly from the final equation of complex reactions. That's why we have to find out all the equations possible, and then we find the slowest reaction. If among these three it is the slowest, A to P, then the order of the reaction will be on the basis of this reaction. And we all know that the complex reaction is made up of many simple reactions. So it is a simple reaction, just like this. There the rate will be what? Dependent upon the concentration of A. So it is 1. So the order will be here 1, only order 1. So that's all about order and molecularity of a reaction. So next, if we divide the nucleophilic substitution into two groups, two types, there are two types, these namely SN1 and SN2. So what is the full form of SN1? Unimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction, and this is bimolecular nucleophilic substitution reaction. So let's compare these two. In these type of reactions, let's take an example. If CH3, I plus OH minus, it will convert to this is an SN1 mechanism, and this type of mechanism will be found in this compound. So this is SN1 and this is SN2. Next we will find out the mechanism of the SN1 and SN2. So if we go for the mechanism of the reaction, we find out that at first in the SN1 reaction, this compound is converted into a carbocation. For our ease of conception in chemistry, we assume that there is an intermediate. There is an intermediate in which the bond between this carbon and this iodine is getting broken, but has not been broken completely. This is an intermediate. This is an imaginary. It doesn't exist in real, but we take it for the ease of our conception. Next, it is formed. From then, OH minus attacks to the positive charge center, and there is also, for our ease of conception, we take that there is also a presence of this where the bond formation is not complete. This is also an intermediate. From this we finally get this. This is the total mechanism. In this case, there is an interesting feature. Here the bond are breaking and next the bond are formation is taking place. But in this case, the bond breaking and the bond formation takes place simultaneously. That means here is the I and here is the OH. For I it is partially negative and it is electronegative highly, and it is electropositive. So OH will attack this electropositive center from the back side. It will not go from the side where the I is situated. It will attack from the back side. That is called backside attack. Backside attack. This is called backside attack. For this CH2, I'm writing down CH3. Here the I is and here the OH is. In this step, we can see that simultaneously bond breaking and bond formation is taking place. This is an interesting feature of the SN2 reaction mechanism. And finally, we get CH3 CH2 OH plus I minus. So it was all about the mechanism of the SN1 and SN2. Now we will go for the energy profile diagram of the mechanism. So if we go for the SN1 mechanism, I have already told that it is unimolecular. Why it is unimolecular? Because the order of the reaction is 1. How the order is determined? From the rate determining step. In this case, the rate determining step is this, the formation of carbocation. The formation of carbocation is the rate determining step. It being intermediate, we can avoid this for determining the rate determination step. The rate determination step is CH3 Ci2 CH3 whole 3 plus. It is the rate determining step, and this is also the slowest step. So if we go for the energy profile diagram, this is, I will mark as 1 2 3 4 and this 5. So starting from the 1, this is the reactant. Okay, let me tell. Through the y-axis, I am plotting the potential energy, and in the x-axis, I am plotting the reaction coordinate. I am writing in the short forms as there is no space. So this is the reactant here. This is the intermediate, unstable, very unstable intermediate, and this is the peak of the graph. It will situate here, and the 3 will be here. Now from our knowledge in chemical kinetics, we can predict that this is the rate determining step. So this is the slowest reaction. That means this is the activation energy of the reaction, and this is the highest activation energy among the reactions, all reactions of this total entire complex reaction. So this is the EA1 and it is the highest. From this the graph ascends again and descends to the product. Here is the product, and the 4, the unstable, imaginary, intermediate will be here, and this is this portion is the activation energy of this second reaction. The reaction of transforming this to this 3 to 5. This is the activation energy of this reaction. So this is about the energy profile diagram of the SN1. Now, while going to SN2, I am marking this as this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. From this, we can draw the graph like here. Just similarly, it is potential energy and it is reaction coordinate. So it is reactant here 1. Now the graph will be like this. Here will be the 2, the intermediate will be situated at the peak, and this energy difference, this difference in the potential energy is the activation energy of the entire reaction. Okay, so we are completed with the energy profile diagram. Now the last one is left. Which type of carbocations, which type